Alex Nedeljkovic snaps the Detroit Red Wings 3-game losing streak, and Robbie Fabbri has a shiny new contract. We're going to break it all down for you here on Locked On Red Wings.
You're Locked On Red Wings, your daily podcast on the Detroit Red Wings. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, welcome back to the Locked On Red Wings podcast. I am one of your hosts, Brian Fisher. With me today, as always, is the other half of this same coin, I guess. Tried an expression there, failed miserably, Scotty. It's Scotty Bentley.
Other half of the same coin, baby.
Yeah.
That's me.
That is Scotty Bentley.
The other half of the same coin.
I tried something there. You know what? We're not going to try that from now on. Luckily, the biggest L we've taken, the only L we've taken today. Only L we've taken.
That's true.
We only take W's.
Yeah, I mean, that's it, right? We ball. I mean, everybody knows.
We ball.
I got to tweet out "We ball" from the Locked On Wings account today. I was pretty excited.
Yeah, Scotty, I'm not going to lie. You might just permanently be our social media guy from now on because you bring that problematic, like good problematic, not bad problem, not toxic and problematic, but that fun, good, problematic attitude from your own account to Locked On Red Wings. I mean, you might be our social media manager from now on, dude.
Hey, man, I say it all the time. Some things that happen, I just turn into a problem, and a Larkin goal with a Raymond and Seider assist is one of those things.
Dude, that tweet was amazing. I was on my break during the second period at the arena, and I was just scrolling. I'm like, I wonder what Scotty's been doing, and I see that tweet of just like the fountains. It was the fountains at Vegas, and the guy just rising up.
It's Kanye West.
Is it? I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's even funnier because it's literally Kanye.
It's just so perfect, man. Before we dive into that, the Islanders win, Robbie Fabbri's new contract. Got to thank you guys for making Locked On Red Wings your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms. Also, our today's episode is brought to you guys by Primal Origin. Primal Origin oils, got beard, get primal, stop the itch, and make your beard look healthy and groomed. Check out primaloriginoils.com to learn more about their full line of beard care products. Use code LOCKEDON for a 20% discount at checkout. Scotty, we mentioned it on yesterday's episode that this was the game the Red Wings had to win. Like, they had to. They were home again for the last time for a few games, actually really secretly one game before they come back home and face the Devils on Saturday. But after 3 games on the road and a 3-game losing streak of just progressively worse games, you come home where you're better. You face a team that has been down all season in the Islanders, and you're getting your top line winger back in Tyler Bertuzzi and a really nice depth defenseman back in Gustav Lindstrom. They had to win this game, and they absolutely won this game.
Yeah, man, it really kind of raises the question for me of just how important, vital, maybe even Tyler Bertuzzi is to this team in the sense of depth. Because, like, even though he didn't have a like uber fantastic game, he didn't score, didn't have a ton of points, wasn't out there, the plus minus, whatever stats you want to look at. It wasn't like he was out there, dominating in his first game back. But I think it's very clear that one of the biggest things he brings isn't even anything that has to do with on-ice production. It's just the fact that the depth becomes insurmountably better, and the 3 lines behind him all get significantly better when he is there, whether he's having a good game and is on his A game or not. And I think, I mean, it's been pretty clear that when, like night and day at times, when he is not on the ice, this team seems to be incredibly overwhelmed. And when he suits up and is dressed, they seem a lot more, not even like, oh, look how much better they look. They just look a lot more like poised. Like, I don't know. It's just, it seems a lot more natural.
No, I mean, 100% everything you just said. And I feel like the listeners are going to hate just hearing the word depth out of our mouths by the end of the season, because it's just something we keep hampering on. This is a team that overall, like, compared to other teams, depth is their issue. And Tyler Bertuzzi was all but invisible on the score sheet. I mean, all but. He was invisible on the score sheet in today's game, but he slid back in, precisely as you said, and he immediately got everyone else back to a position of comfort. Brought Fabbri back down to the second line. Hell, they brought Nemestikov, who we'll talk about, up to the second line, which is something we saw during practice yesterday. Mm-hmm. And everyone got back to a position of comfort, and it showed. I mean, Rasmussen had a really nice goal, assisted by Ernie. Like he was going to clear very nice, dominating game, and Bertuzzi being back in the lineup despite not being on the score sheet and not really being a guy you noticed out there today just helped immensely. Gustav Lindstrom also returned into this game. Only had one shot on net. Played 15 minutes, but, he played lock-it-down defense. He was a ±0. And granted, a big reason why everyone's stats look so good today is because Alex Nedeljkovic is just out of his mind. Like,
unreal,
he's
man.
Back, baby. It didn't take long, but he's back.
He is back. And I will say the defense had its moments, but I mean, it was mostly net. Like
let's be honest.
The defense wasn't bad. I mean, especially after the defensive performances we have seen over the last 3 games. Like, it was certainly a step up from that. Do not get it twisted, but it wasn't some flawless defensive performance either. I mean, there were still quite a few mistakes made, and Ned just continuously bailed them out. And he is so back, baby.
Oh, and he had 3, and we've talked about it, and we've mentioned it. After a stretch of 4 games where he played out of his mind, he had a stretch of 3 games where he played subpar. Not all of it was his fault, and we've said that. That 3rd game, he played bad, and that's why he got pulled. But the very next night, Grice played even worse.
Grice, yes.
He played, was it 3 goals on 7 shots? Something stupid like that?
3 or 4 on 7. Yeah, it was 3 on 7, yeah.
Nedeljkovic comes in relief, plays 45 minutes of that game, and makes 30-plus saves. Let's say 3 goals, but makes 39 saves in that game. And so still had a save percentage of 920, and you're like, oh, my God, dude, how can you come in relief after you just had a bad game the night before, play out of your mind, and then come back, start, 3? It's been, solid 3 days of rest for them, but he starts again tonight, and, his mojo's back. He turned it back on. That is what you love to see out of your goaltender, and he made 2 specifically huge saves that saved this game, so to speak. There was a 3-on-1 in the 3rd period, or was it the 2nd period? I can't quite remember. And then at the very last second of the game, literally the last shot of the game with the Kaiser and Seider on the ice, he made a beautiful glove save to keep the Wings up by 1 and seal the deal.
Literally to end the game, a walk-off. He made the save and then straight up the end of the game. No, he was on his head, man. He was phenomenal. He really played, noticeably played those 2-on-1 breaks exceptionally well tonight. And I guess it's not a great testament to the defense that there were several of those that he had to deal with, but he really did. He handled those phenomenally, and he's back, man. We ball.
We absolutely balled. We're going to continue to break this one down. We're going to talk about the goal scorers on the other side of this break. But first, I got to talk to you guys about Primal Origin oils. You got beard, get Primal. You heard me right. If you or someone you care about has a beard, it needs to get Primal. Maybe you're that guy who has never considered the benefits of treating your beard with product. Primal Origin oils will stop the itch and make your beard look healthy and groomed. The products are free from harmful synthetic ingredients and with low impact on our planet. Primal Origin Oils makes balms, oils, and whipped butter that are renowned as the best feel in beard products available, All products are fair trade certified and handcrafted in the United States of America. The combo kits make a great holiday gift if you're shopping for yourself. You'll be glad you did. Guys, I started using Primal Origin oils just a few weeks ago on my beard. I got a nice little beard going on here. It's very red. Got a little bit of blonde mixed in there too. And I was never a believer in the whole beard oil thing. Scotty's got a big old grin on his face. Like he's making fun of me internally. But no, it's true.
No, I'm making fun of the fact that I have no benefit to this product as a baby face. But I can tell you that Brian, phenomenal.
And it fills in real nice, and it just helps to have a nice soft beard. And it's what it is now. Before, it used to be real dry. I never used to care. It's not a big deal. It's one of those things that you don't know you need until you try it. And that's why I'm trying to tell you guys, if you got a beard, get some Primal Origin oils, because you will not regret it. We know that every company claims to have the best, but Primal Origin Oils challenges you to compare their ingredients and the feel in beard to other products you've used. We promise you will see and feel the difference. Remember, the code LOCKEDON gets you 20% off at primaloriginoils.com. Use the code LOCKEDON at checkout for 20% off now. Also, got to talk to you guys about Built Bar, your guys' favorite read, and it should be, because Built Bar is amazing. They've been amazing for a long time, and they keep giving you more flavors to love. The holiday season is here. Grab the protein bar that tastes like a candy bar, and that is, of course, Built Bar. Filled with so much holiday goodness, rich with decadent flavor, covered in chocolate, but amazingly low in calories, sugar, net carbs, and fat. But as always, high in protein. Wouldn't be a Built Bar if it wasn't high in protein, guys. You get best of both worlds, delicious and healthy, with so many flavors to choose from. You have a hard time choosing. Will you have raspberry or mint brownie, cherry or double chocolate, cookies and cream, or peanut butter brownie? Because it's the season of peace and love. Do not bring up your favorite Built Bar flavor at family parties. People are so passionate about their favorite flavor, they will fight and end all that peace and love. You don't want that. It's true. Like, we saw it at Thanksgiving. Aunt Betty, she started a riot at Thanksgiving.
Don't even bring her name up, bro.
We can't. She's taboo. Black sheep of the family now.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it.
Can't even talk about it.
Until she tries a Built Bar. I'm over it.
So go to Built.com, use promo code LOCKED15 and get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at Built.com. Second segment here, Locked On Red Wings. Again, I want to thank you guys for making us your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms, and that includes YouTube. I'm going to keep saying it because only at 25 subscribers, guys. I'm a little disappointed. I know you're out there. You better hit us up on YouTube. If not,
every episode. Literally every single episode is now on YouTube, and you can see us. You can look at our beautiful faces.
That's not a positive. Don't.
No, it is, because you have very, very nice oils on your beard that really accentuate the appearance. And I just have a large head, so there you go. Between those two things,
and a cool picture behind you. Where's the Christmas tree, man? It's not lit up.
It's like.
Oh, look at that.
Still with I swear it actually has lights all over it, but for whatever reason on camera, it looks like it has 4 light bulbs on the whole tree, and it looks terrible. But in person, I promise.
Well, that's it, guys. If you guys are listening on Spotify, jump over to YouTube now to catch a peek at Scotty's 4 light bulb tree.
Actually, the big thing is, my dad goes hard. He has a whole village. You know, the little porcelain village, houses, things that people have, right? Where they have 1 or 2 on their mantle or whatever.
We got
it's on the other side of the camera, so I'd have to do a complete 180 to show you. But my dad, we have a table that goes across our entire living room wall, and my dad has an entire city set up, that we literally set up, and we sprinkle fake snow on it every single year, and it's wild, dog. And we blow out our circuits every year. It's crazy, but it looks sick, especially from the outside.
Dude, it sounds like you guys ball for Christmas.
You know me. We ball.
We're continuing to break down this Detroit Red Wings 2-1 victory over the New York Islanders as they snapped that 3-game losing streak. We talked about Ned the first segment and how he just was freaking phenomenal, man. He was great.
Unreal.
Now let's talk about the goal scorers in this game. Primarily, number 1, Dylan Larkin's power play goal, assisted by who else? Lucas Raymond and Moritz Seider. The gifts that just keep on giving. It was beautiful.
Beauty. Oh, what a. I mean, like the goal, Larkin. I mean, big ups to him for taking the shot there. I mean, that was a pretty tight window, and the goal itself was whatever off like the inside of the goalie's pad and found its way in. Whatever, we don't care. We
went to the back of the net. That's what counts.
We don't care. We take goals here.
We do.
So but heads up. I mean, you got to shoot there. There was really nothing else cooking. There was nobody else on the wings. So like you either just hold it and just wait for the defense to get set, or you let one rip, and he let one rip, and something happens. So that's hockey, baby. So really heads up play by Larks, and then like the pass from Mo was phenomenal, and I thought he looked pretty good. But the biggest thing is, I mean, Lucas Raymond is unbelievable, man. Like, yeah, unbelievable. It is remarkable how good he is.
I completely agree, but I actually I think that Moritz Seider pass was the more impressive part of that goal.
Oh, I agree. I was talking more of a
in general,
like the game tonight. Watching the game, I was blown away. Even though Raymond didn't find the back of the net or anything, I was blown away by how good he looked. But that play, the Seider pass, was absolutely the best part, honestly, of the entire play.
Yeah, and he got the pass to the point from Raymond. He had a guy on him, and he just dipsy-doodled his way around the guy until he found a way underneath the guy, the defenseman's stick, or I guess the forward stick, attacking him at the point, to get the pass across to Larkin. I'm not really doing a good job explaining of how nice of a play it was.
It was a beauty, man.
We've seen it. We saw it all the time last season in Sweden. Moritz Seider's puck possession skills, especially at his own point, where like normally people like myself, granted, I'm not an NHL player, but I tend to panic when people pressure me on the point,
bro. You're an enforcer. Okay. You don't.
Okay, so one of my buddies sent me the video of the fight.
Oh no! What?
Because
why have I even seen it?
Why would I want you to see that?
Why would you not want me to see it?
Because it was apparently like we had that bar, like live barn, whatever, and it was even like it was faster than it felt like when I was fighting him, but like it was as bad as I remember.
Upload that to Elite Prospects, baby. That's some tape. That's some tape.
No, but like, so a lot of defensemen will panic when a guy pressures them at their own point because they know if they cough it up, it's going to be a breakaway the other way or 2-on-1 the other way. Moritz Seider doesn't panic because he has such good puck management and puck possession skills. He's able to maintain the puck at his own blue line, then still feed Dylan Larkin the puck across. And, there's that argument that's going to be had at the end of the season between Lucas Raymond and Moritz Seider as to who's going to win the Calder Trophy. And I think Lucas Raymond being the forward has an edge just inherently by being a forward. They're inherently the flashier player. But Moritz Seider has been he's immediately jumped into the number 1 D position in his rookie season, and he's been excelling. Like, you cannot overlook the defensive game that he has brought with a touch of scoring presence and an amazing ability to handle the puck.
17 assists now?
Yeah, he's insane.
Yeah. The by far the biggest thing you notice on the defensive end, you just notice how good of a damn defender he is.
Yeah.
But on the offensive end, by far the thing that you realize the most is his possession on the blue line, right? Like you said, running that kind of point, and he really does run it. He looks so good when the entire offense is in the zone and the puck goes back to him on the blue line. That is, I think his decision making in those moments is so beyond his years and so exceptional. And tonight was just another example.
It absolutely was. The other goal in this game, we don't really have to talk too much about. It was a nice feed from Adam Ernie out. It was really just flipping the puck out of the zone, but he knew to take enough off the gas for not to be an icing. Michael Rasmussen saw the opportunity to break out. It was a 2-on-1, and Michael Rasmussen, honestly, there wasn't much that the defenseman could do. Sorokin played it well, too. He took the shot. The defenseman took the pass. Rasmussen just beat him clean on the shot, and it was nice to see Rasmussen get on the score sheet.
That was a beauty, man. Like that was a beauty of a goal. And you're right. It was just a 2-on-1, and instead of passing across, he just went for the shot. And that was a snipe. Like that he looked nice with it, man. So
it was good goal.
Big respect.
Philip Zadina is the other guy we got to mention.
2 Twitter exploded.
Yeah, we mentioned yesterday how polarizing of a player he is, and he had 7 shots in this game playing from the third line. They moved him down in the lineup like they were in the practice lines were yesterday. When Nemestikov moved up, didn't look out of place, but he didn't really bring much to the second line, offensively speaking. Zadina was on that third line that scored that Michael Rasmussen goals. Him, Rasmussen, and Ernie. He didn't get an assist on it, but he had 7 goals. I mean, they weren't all quality chances, but he wasn't afraid to shoot the puck. And you can tell like that kind of accomplished the goal Jeff Blashill wanted it to, where they wanted to light a fire in his butt by putting him down on the third line. And I think playing against lesser competition on the third line does help. He was just unleashing any puck that got on his stick. Might not have been the best of chances, but he wasn't afraid to shoot the puck. And that's what he's got to do until he can find that groove.
Yeah, and I'm all for it, man. I really am. He was letting it fly. Like if especially in the first period, that's where it was like aggressive. Literally, if the puck touched his stick when he was in their zone, it was a shot. It was almost immediately, no matter where he was, no matter what the defense looked like. If he touched the puck in New York zone, it was pretty much an automatic shot. And there was one line by the broadcast that single-handedly imploded Red Wings Twitter. And he went for a shot, he missed it, and the quote was, "Zadina fires again, he just can't buy one." And it just Twitter imploded, and all the pent up Zadina. We've been pretty cordial lately as a community. There haven't been too many Zadina arguments lately, or at least relatively speaking to how many there have been in the past. It's been a pretty low kind of a stress Zadina environment lately. And then tonight, one line came out of the broadcast, and all of that went down the drain.
Yeah, no, Zadina. I love him, man.
If you're like really desperate for Twitter engagements, just tweet either literally anything.
Zadina good or Zadina bad. Either way, you're gonna get engagement.
You could tweet Philip Zadina sucks, and you'll get a ton of interactions. You could tweet Philip Zadina is the future. You'll get a ton of it. Doesn't matter what. You could say Philip Zadina will be a low end second line, high end third line forward to get a ton. Like, you can pick any position as long as you have the name Philip Zadina in there. You're guaranteed to get a boatload of Twitter interactions.
Yeah, I guess I'll end the Zadina thing with this. I hope he gets it, man. I said it yesterday and I'll say it again today. He's got the tools. He's just struggling to put it into place on a consistent basis. I hope he can do it. I really do, because he could be such a good piece for this team. Speaking of pieces, we'll talk about Robbie Fabbri in a second, but first I got to talk to you guys about BetOnline.ag. They have you covered all season long with more props, odds, and lines than ever before as football season continues its march to the playoffs, except for the Detroit Lions. They were eliminated from playoff contention. BetOnline remains your number.
Not the first team eliminated. Not the first team in the NFL that was eliminated, by the way. Let it be
really
known.
How do I not know this? Who was the first?
The Texans were eliminated a week, maybe even 2. Don't quote me on the 2, but it was definitely at least 1 week before. Yeah.
How's the 1-win Lions not get eliminated before? That's true. That's a good point.
All there is to it, baby. Just play in the right conference. You'll stick around forever.
Well, BetOnline has you covered with all the props, odds, lines, more so than ever before as football season, except for the Texans and the Lions, continue to march towards the playoffs. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all the sports action this season. Head to their new desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use their promo code LOCKEDON to receive your bonus from basketball, football, NHL, boxing, and UFC, but not baseball because they're in a lockout. Right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline is where the game starts. Final segment on this Wednesday edition of the Locked On Red Wings podcast. Brian Fisher and Scotty Bentley with you here. I'm on Twitter at Brian Fisher 971. Scotty is at Bentley. Scotty likes to confuse you. You put the last name before the first name. I don't know what the deal is with that.
Get pranked, buddy.
Ashton Kutcher over here.
Get pranked.
Yeah, so
I take showers though. Sorry.
Good.
Have you never heard that? Ashton
No.
Kutcher doesn't take showers? Yeah, it's crazy.
Am I out of the loop on the whole pop culture thing? This is
Apparently, man.
second time.
Him and Mila Kunis. They like had the big thing like where they don't shower. Yeah, it's wild.
Gross.
Yeah.
I could have gone my whole life without knowing that. Thank you, Scotty.
Well, they have kids too, so like you're welcome.
Kids not. Oh, all right. Well, we're getting off on a tangent. Anyways, Robbie Fabbri has himself a nice shiny new deal.
He'll be showering in money, baby.
Yes, he will be. 3 years, $12 million for 4 years each. No move clause. There is no move clause and no trade clause, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a nice deal for the Detroit Red Wings. He is now the longest tenured, or will be the longest tenured Detroit Red Wing, or the guy with the longest contract, rather. Is what I'm trying to say. I literally have no complaints. I was a little surprised it came out in the middle of the season, but I got maybe Steve Yzerman made his decision after those 2 good games. Team played awful, but Robbie Fabbri had himself like 2 goals and an assist or something crazy like that in 2 games. He's gonna be a nice piece for this team.
Yeah, he is, and I think. Not that, like you said, not that a stretch of games determined the extension or anything, but one of the reasons that I think he's so valuable is because, we do talk about depth all the time, and obviously he brings that, but he also has the ability to be a low-end first-line forward if someone goes down or gets hurt. And he was productive as that when Bert was out. Like, he played a productive top line. And so him having the versatility of, hey, if when you are fully healthy and you have your better players, he will be a very solid second line forward for you, second line winger. But at the same time, if worse comes to worse, he can step up and still not be completely overwhelmed by the situation like so many other players that we've talked about at lengths.
Yeah, and exactly everything you've said. He's at half point per game exactly. Actually, after tonight, I believe he's probably 14 points in 29 games. Hockey Reference doesn't always update it right away. But, I mean, for a guy you straight up traded 1-for-1 with Jacob Delarose, I mean, you've gotten tremendous value out of this former first-round draft pick. He has been everything you've been wanting and more. This is like the origin story of the Yzerman Reclamation Project. He's gotten the opportunity he needed in a top 6 role with the Detroit Red Wings after, a myriad of knee injuries. And he has just performed to the caliber you would hope. This season alone is, I'm going to go to my Corsi, but his Corsi's been 51.8. And to note, Scotty, in his 3 seasons with Detroit, starting in 2019, 2020, he has had an above 50 Corsi, just barely, but above 50 Corsi every single season. He has been one of the few players on the Detroit Red Wings that has had a positive impact in 5-on-5 possession metrics, even through the worst years. So he is far and away deserving of 3 years, $4 million each, because also we have the cap room. Like, he is a piece. It feels like this is a piece that Steve Yzerman wants on this team moving forward as this team pushes the contention, because he's that perfect middle 6 forward who can slide up into that top line like you were talking about. Yeah,
exactly. I think a lot of people, when the news first dropped, were kind of surprised at the AAV and how much money he was getting paid, but I'm going to be honest. I don't really see an issue with it at all. It's high. If you asked me before what an extension would look like, I wouldn't have guessed that high. But him getting that much money isn't like alarming to me by any stretch, and especially when you consider the fact that this team is incredibly young and they still have people down in the farm that are going to come up and continue to be reinforcements, and those players are obviously very cheap. But also just on the sheer fact that we're paying no one. Like, does everyone forget how much salary cap we have next year? Like, it's asinine. Like, it's unbelievable how much salary cap we have now and are going to have even more as some of these older players get off the books. Like, we have plenty of money to spend. This does not hinder us or restrain us from making a move in free agency a single iota, not a 0.5% does this change anything. So I love the move. It's I'm really excited for Robbie. Obviously, big congratulations to him. But I'm really pumped for the outlook of the team, man. I think he's only 25, 26 years old too. I mean, heck, I'm
26 in January.
I'm pretty excited about it.
Here's another thing that I wanted to mention too. The fact that he doesn't have a no trade, he does not have a no trade clause, and he does not have a no move clause, would indicate that he is still a viable candidate for trade at a trade deadline this year or in the future. And I would argue increases his value because of the money he's making on the extension that he's on. He's not just a rental. So if you think that he's not a piece for your future, or you're getting phone calls on him, as much as I like Robbie Fabbri and I like the fact that this takes him right to the edge of his prime at 29 years old, I wouldn't be afraid to move on from him if the right price came, because of the fact that he is on that extension. Kind of like, I don't know, Anthony Mantha was on last season. I'm not saying he'd get an Anthony Mantha type return, but he's got 3 years left on a good contract, now $4 million a season starting next year. With no move clause and no trade clause, it is possible to move him at the deadline still. Not saying I want them to, but it is still an option, and you could get a nice return if this team takes a turn for the worse and you need another piece for the puzzle.
Yeah, and look at even down the line. I know we're trying to build this thing up at this point, not tear it down anymore, but if the opportunity presented itself, it's still very much an option. And it, again, like, people were talking way too much about how, this is so much money. Like, it's really not. Like, this is very much something that quite a lot of teams, I feel like, would have no problem bringing in. Still very much on the table, like you said, to get moved if need be. But if they decide not to, which I would imagine they probably will decide not to, that he fits right in with the current plan. He fits right in with the current competitive window with his age. And money-wise, he really doesn't affect anything, man. Like, we still have a ridiculous, an ignorant amount of money available to us if we so please.
It is absolutely a win-win situation for the Detroit Red Wings. It's a win-win situation for Robbie Fabbri. He got the battle back. He got to prove himself. He's got his prove-it contract now. I guess technically the 2-year contract is the prove-it contract. Now he's got his contract that paid off because of the prove-it contract. The Red Wings still have a ton of flexibility with his contract, with their cap space. There is literally no downside that I can see to this contract, because 3 years will fly by either way. If he doesn't move, it'll fly by. If he does move, it'll fly by. Like, it is just a genuine win-win for the Detroit Red Wings.
Completely agree.
Scotty, any final thoughts, my friend?
Go blue, baby.
Go blue. Want to thank you guys for making Locked On Red Wings your first listen every day. Now make your second listen Locked On Bets, your daily one-stop shop for all your gambling needs. Locked On Bets is hosted by your boy Q with expert analysis and insight from Lee Sterling. It's free and available on all platforms. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow night. Same time, same place. It's your team every day.
Every day.
Every damn day, baby.